You're such an asshole.
I'm mowed. Mowing will make you tired on a hot day, in case you didn't know. Also put you in shape so you don't have to go to the gym. But I'm tired. I did a bunch of videos or one long video. And then this, and I'm not criticizing the client. No, not tossing any shade to you, sir. But it's like, fuck. I've witnessed the industry or whatever you want to call it go from frontier, pioneering new lines of thought, bold assumptions, bold and brave, not refusing to deny what your eye, like, no, something's wrong here. You guys are full of bullshit. I remember being one of the first to say, these worthless degrees, you all got to stop majoring in the liberal arts and catching all sorts of hell. And building a community, industry, a real portfolio of thought that was ahead of its time and served people who heeded it early on. I've seen it go from that, a very respectable industry group, line of thought, philosophy, to now it's just tabloids, it's clickbait, it's content farming, it's bullshit. Shock. Yeah, I guess this is what happens when the normies catch up with us intelligent people. Now it's like, OMG, what is TMZ on this? What look? And I wish I could say the lowbrow, low IQ slop for you fucking low IQ sheep Americans, but it's not. It's like Forbes and Inc. and even the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times. Oh my God, go fuck a cactus. Some idiot, worthless woman wrote an article about women have to do more emotional labor at home because men don't have friends. That don't tell me you're a serious publication, New York Times. The lady who wrote it, I don't know who she is, it doesn't matter. Don't tell me you're a serious journalist. Now everyone's just in it to make money, which I can appreciate the profit. But we're blowing this way more up. I don't have, in my dwindling years on this planet, I don't have the time, right? I want to listen to Justin Taylor about dry, dark humor, military humor, about why the military does things the way they do. I want to listen to that Asian dude, Dong Zhang, Xiang. I want to learn about China from a real economist. The low IQ sheep got sand in their hoo-ha and they're upset because Sydney Sweeney is on a thing. So I'll read the end of the question here. Hi, Aaron. Don't know if you've already commented on the Sydney Sweeney story. No, I was hoping to avoid it, but now that you paid me, we get to all watch me wreathe in pain. But I can't get enough of it and would love to hear your unfiltered thoughts. The story, for those who might be unfamiliar with it, unlikely as that might be, is that the apparel company American Eagle contracted Sweeney to do several ads in a campaign to sell blue jeans. The tagline in the script is that Sydney Sweeney has great jeans, referring to the pants, which is, of course, a double entendre for Sydney Sweeney has great genes, referring to her DNA. I caught the double entendre. She pointed it out. I unfortunately saw the commercial. In response to this observably attractive girl's ad, a swath of feminists and victim-minded underhumans, oh, that's a good word. I like that, underhumans, have lashed out by posting disgruntled video rants on TikTok. So here's my question. Are they really disgruntled? Are they really upset, or is this just a way for them to make money? This is why I did that video. How many content creators, how many full-time content creators can the internet support? I took in all the ad, just in the United States. I took all the ad revenue because this is all generated by ad revenue. The fake drama, all this fucking professional wrestling. Oh my God, Sydney Sweeney. Like the gals who respond, the TikTok girls, they're not actually pissed off. Let me ask you a question. Guys, let me ask you a question. If you hear that, turn it off. It's not real. And instead of, I'll give you another one. Sweegle Studios, probably the best tornado chasing channel out there, because he puts effort into it. No, they're all so lazy. Oh my God, what's the gossip column today? You realize that? We're all devolving into a fucking gossip column. um, so was a swath of feminists and victim-minded underhumans. I would also say theater actors, professional wrestling actors, lashed out by posting disgruntled video rants on TikTok, expressing unhinged and indignant outrage that a blue-eyed, blonde-haired white girl would be talking about having good genes in a commercial. Oh, I didn't think about that one. Their contention, if you can believe it, is that the undercurrent of the ad is a cult of Nazi propaganda. Here's what's funny. I can see some people being smart enough to know that's not true, but doing it because it sells. And I can see some people, especially in that group, actually believing it because they're that dumb. Yes, a simple ad with a traditionally good-looking American girl acting coy and subtly sexy to sell jeans. If you called that subtly sexy, somehow draws the ire of unbalanced people who manage to take offense at this innocuous and conventional advertising strategy. Well, that's where I disagree with you. The ad wasn't conventional. The ad was trying to be edgy, right? If it was, and that's what I thought, and I was just going to dismiss it as that. I thought she was just posing in the jeans. No, she had to talk, and she's not dumb. Sydney Sweeney is not dumb. They gave her a script. It was a shit script. And she was being so edgy and don't buy the jeans, but I'm not saying that I look good in this. Like, oh, fuck. Can you marketing people? Here's what I wish all marketing people would understand. You guys are not smart people. I'm not slamming on you. I'm not trying to say this. You're just not that smart. You're not that intelligent and you're not that creative. You are not all the guy who came up with the Energizer Bunny. You are not the people who they hire to write the Super Bowl ads, which are actually for the most part funny. You are lazy, talentless, low IQ, inferior people who just don't want to work for a living. Okay? And instead of actually being creative or intelligent or clever or funny, you do this failed attempt at 4D chess to make yourself seem edgy. Ooh, we got a black man kissing a white woman on our ads. Whoa! You're talentless, worthless hacks that got to result to gimmicks and shtick. And this was shtick. This is, don't buy the jeans if you don't want the jeans. I'm just like, dude. And you know what? We need marketing people. Just not you people. If if you lack the intelligence and the creativity and the genuine humor to make something cute or fun or whatever, you know what you marketing people can do? Do you know what you marketing people can do? You could this is going to be so amazing. You could just put a pretty girl wearing the clothes and that's it. You could just say a good product at a fair price. You could go over the qualities and attributes of the product, right? Harley Davidson, I know you're headed up by incompetent fuckwits. If you want your brand to survive, you don't have to talk about diversity and inclusion. You don't go find, if you can, some tattooless, attractive women in their 20s. It's going to be very hard. And come out with the Harley Davidson motorcycle. And in addition to that, by the way, that's the marketing. You need to build motorcycles young men can afford and can work on. Not these over-engineered Star Trek's Federation Fleet Enterprise vehicles. They need simple, affordable, reliable motorcycles they can wrench on, and you put pretty girls next to them. That's it. You don't have to do politics. You don't have to do nothing. Just, right, that's your basic. Here's the good product at a fair price. Oh, look, some pretty people standing by the product. There you go. Maybe you get some zingers every once in a while. A very clever, got to bake the donuts. All right. The Dunkin' Donuts guy, that was clever while it lasted. All you had to do was put Sydney Sweeney in the jeans and have her post. That was it. That's all you had to do. No, let's have her talk. Is she going to say her own thing? Because she's kind of a clever girl. No, I want some low IQ fuckwit that graduated with an English degree from Berkeley to come up with it. Yes, a simple ad with a traditional good-looking girl acting coy and subtly sexy too somehow draws the ire of unbalanced people who manage to take offense at this innocuous and conventional advertising strategy. The left is always going to do that. That's why they do that. That's who they are. And unthinkably try to correlate it to the Third Reich. Have you met a feminist recently? Their entire thought process is to take anything in the world and turn themselves into a victim. This was utterly predictable, whether it was just a picture of Sydney Sweeney or whether she was going to talk in an actual commercial. Have you heard of an overreach quite this radical or irrational? Yeah, I think when Hillary Clinton said men who die in battle, women suffer the most. I think that was women are the true victims of war. I think that was about it. I don't know how you beat that. Congratulations, Hillary, you dumb, worthless, spoiled brat. First thing anyone and everyone notices about the rankle TikTokers and their messages of strong disapproval for Sydney Sweeney is that they're categorically unattractive people. Yes. Any number of adjectives and or combination therein would be fine to describe these miserable, malcontent misfits: homely, fat, undesirable, pierced, blue-haired, slovenly, embittered, tattoo, angry. Right. Doesn't that correlate with that, the image release of the, what's it called? The T app? And especially jealous. Yes. Yes. This is the fat girl coming in like, she's not interested in you. Yes. In other words, their hair-triggered sensitive reflex gives them away in an instant. They know they don't have good genes and well, no, they actually probably do have good genes. They just don't want to work. I don't believe people have bad genes. You made it this far. Most of the ideal selection has been made. Now, some of you all might be, predisposed to certain genetic problems and diseases, but I think everyone pretty much has good genes. It's whether you work out and diet. How many of the soy boys out there and how many of these ugly women out there today, under 40-somethings, would be very attractive people if they were just in shape, right? And the resentment of that fact is palpable. They harbor a seething resentment that they aren't good-looking, effortlessly sexy. I guarantee you Sydney Sweeney had to work at it. Charismatic or sought after. They are telegraphing their self-loathing, and they are too obtuse to realize that by advertising how threatened they are by Sydney, they are compounding their ugliness through undignified envy. Here's the other thing. This is what's great. Because of the internet, I think a lot of people, the younger people, are starting to realize that, no, I don't want to be a whatever, pick your miserable generation of feminists. Baby boomer washed up, about to die feminist, Gen X spinster feminist, or millennial feminist who, whatever, purple hair, tattoo. Yeah. Gen Z and Gen Alpha women, girls, whatever age, the young ladies, they're not all going to be running to the kitchen, putting on the pearl necklace and baking cookies for Ward Cleaver. It's not going to happen. But they are starting to realize just what a miserable lot they are. The tide is turning. The internet is exploding. And they are, visually speaking, ugly people. Which is why if you, I don't know, some Disney movie, the evil witch is evil looking. The bad guy is ugly. It's stereotypically wrong, right? You can have ugly people that are good people. I get it. But genetically speaking, evolutionarily speaking, younger generations, I think, are starting to notice just what a bunch of miserable people feminists and by extension leftists are. One assessment I've heard and agree with is that the coalition of the woke mob is petulantly reacting to the unmistakable and inevitable return to sanity. Yes. Yes. Great-looking people have been used to sell products since the beginning of time. Yeah, and they screwed this one up. They tried to be edgy. All you had to do was just post a pretty. It doesn't have to be Sydney Sweeney, just any good-looking gal. You want to see real backlash? Have a good-looking black woman with tiggle bitties who's in shape, skinny, not fat. You will see. Ah! You think you heard a coming this time. showing an attractive black woman up there now. Where the black brother, I'm with a little bit of junk in the trunk and a little bit more curves, but I want big old bitties and an unapologetic fro. And then if you really want it, you want to sell product to the black male community, have a gorgeous black woman, unapologetic fro. I'm imagining, do you guys know Carol Burnett? This is going to be a stretch. Carol Burnett was a comedian, but she's still alive, I think, today. And she had the Carol Burnett show, and she is the 70s. She always came out in, I'm not a big fan of 70s fashion, but they were undeniably very beautiful or stunning or just devastating dresses, right? Maybe you didn't like them all, but man, that look at her go. A black woman coming out, I'm thinking like with the, it's a one-piece kind of dress, but it's got the bunchy straps that come down, just hanging, but then cinches around and just like a long dress, not a short skirt, not just a beautiful and appropriate necklace of some kind, and just done up, makeup correct, a little bit of glitter, just a little bit of glitter, right? God, why am I the marketing executive here? There. Hang on now. A while ago, I read an article. There's two black gentlemen. I think they're brothers. I mean, genetically, not ethically. Two actual siblings, black men, started a whiskey company down in Tennessee somewhere. Now, not if you're black, you need to sell to black consumers. That's not the case. But, disproportionately, you might, oh, yeah, I'm going to help a fellow brother out. Okay. You guys want to put Hennessy out of business. You have this woman in a classic 1970s dress, right? Just take old bit, a little bit of glitter. And she's pouring her man a scotch or a whiskey or bourbon or whatever you guys are making down there. Holy fuck. The nuclear bomb level reading that would come from the black female community about an impossibly good looking woman. I ain't serving no man. That will do all the marketing for you. And then every black guy would be looking at that woman saying, hell yeah, I'm getting it. You get some white. You're like, look at that. Well, I want some of that too. Right there. Right. I mean, right now, if you want to take conventionally attractive women, regardless of race, and put them in traditional, not even subservient, she's just serving her man a drink. And she's dressed and she's thin. She got big old ladies. And she's smiling. The feminists are going to do all your advertising. You're going to slingshot. You're slingshotting around Jupiter to get extra velocity, to get out and go check out Pluto, right? Now's the time to do it. And you don't have to say a fucking thing. You just advertise the guys, right? Think of all the ring that would come if there's some hot chicks, in leather outfit advertising Harley Davidson. All the women. Ah! Here's an unabashed Harley Davidson calendar. This is fucking Miss January, Miss February, Miss March, Miss April, and Miss May. And all you miserable fucking feminists can go fuck yourselves. Will I get girls like that if I buy a Harley? No, you won't, but it'll be a lot more fun than the fucking Gillette ad. Great-looking people have been used to sell products since the beginning of time. The fact that we briefly yet interminably endured an era where advertising agents and media were willingly, forcefully, wildly unfit, unattractive, bizarre, and generally weird spokespeople and models on us with strictly manufactured propaganda. Yep. That Calvin Klein ad model. Oh, my God. By the way, I mean, Nike did the same thing. There's a picture of this loud, fat black woman dancing, and it was gross. And then there's like a picture of some golfer guy, white guy, and his little baby kid coming up to him, and it's Nike. Get the fuck out of here, Nike. Just get the fuck out of here. American Eagle, it's the same thing. You would have had me if you just said, nope, we're going back to normal. We're not going to do this edgy shit. And it's going to take a long time. A long time. Before people are going to get back to, right? They're going to try for a year. Oh my God, conventionally attractive people don't work. All right, yeah, go back to the fat, ugly ones. Go back to the loud, obnoxious, insufferable people. Go back to the people we can't tell if they're guys or girls. Yeah, go back to do that. Yeah, fine. They're going to have to stick with this for 3 fucking years to get anyone to say, oh, yeah, look at, oh, man, did you see that model? Like in my day, oh my God, when Cindy Crawford came out, it was her fucking Pepsi. Pepsi. Just how many cans of Pepsi she moved. A lot. Propaganda. It was as though people who were used to losing at the game of life were naturally and inexplicably elevated into positions of influence. Yeah, that's because those type of people took over marketing. Whereas you used to have Claudia Schiffer, Naomi Campbell, Cindy Crawford, they're Kathy Ireland. Are you not that old? Kathy Ireland. Woo. Gracing billboards, magazine covers, TV ads, and bus stop posters. A small group of whiny, plain people decided it was time for spectacularly unremarkable models. No, ugly models. I mean, really ugly people. To get a shot at these coveted jobs with their pedestrian faces and the rolls of cellulite hanging over the waistbands of their underwear. They actually thought they were going to change the unwritten standards of what we considered an hypothesis of beauty. They thought they're going to change DNA. They really believed in everything's a social construct. Like you guys were just told to like women with big boobs and long legs. Little did you know, you really wanted to fuck Lizzo. As much of the woke agenda, they successfully gained temporary traction in this misguided endeavor because regular folks don't instinctively punch down. The charitable side of human nature dictated that we humor them for a while and subscribe to the open-minded views they espouse. Yeah, but never buy their product. I mean, wasn't that what was that game Sony came out with? There was just ugly characters and no one bought it. But the give them an inch and they'll take a mile adage took hold with a vengeance, and suddenly countless people ranging from ordinary to revolting decided that it was now their time to shine and that we should be lectured about what we consider beautiful. And they thought it would last forever. That was the other thing. Simply ridiculous. Hey, do you remember that in grade school when kids formed their first crushes on classmates and invariably the most attractive people became the most celebrated? Yeah, that was strictly because of the pedantic lectures we got teaching us how to discern beauty from ugliness, right? Haha, no, of course not. I speak facetiously because we all know that no one ever had to explain the rules of attractiveness to it. It's so cute you Democrats and leftists think genetics doesn't exist. That's so cute. Because we all know that no one ever had to explain the rules of attractiveness to us. It's inherent, it's obvious, it's instinctual, and it's part and parcel to nature. Nature always wins. When a stunning girl walked into the classroom, you didn't lose your breath and become tongue-tied because someone had to educate you to breathe on the didn't have to educate you on the attributes of beauty. The reaction is chemical, organic, unspoken. Recognizing beauty is easy as breathing. You can tell us that ugly equals beautiful all you want. We're still going to know that's incorrect. It doesn't comport with our gut feelings. Dude, someone, please, somebody. I should look up now. I don't know if they'd heat. I don't even drink anymore. But if they ran an ad like that, the two guys down in Tennessee, I'd buy it. I get that. Remember when the ads were so good, you get the poster, like you'd save the ad because the ad itself was a work of beauty, including the beautiful woman therein. Dude, the number of Cindy Crawford posters with Pepsi, absolutely. It's absurd that body positive fatsos and people with big parade float shaped faces and septum piercings would think they'd forever rewire our brains to acknowledge such backwards and counterintuitive thinking. You know what's funny? It's highly offensive, annoying, and dictatorial to keep yelling at us this propaganda and shaming us. Oh, there you like. You know what's worse? They wasted their lives thinking somehow, at the end of all this, men would come around and say, "Oh yeah, you're right. I do want to fuck your tatted up, fat, bloated, girl boss, loudmouth, ugly ass." In the end, it was annoying to deal with these people, very annoying. But in the end, especially the women, because women, your youth and beauty only lasts so long. And I know you love to deny that that's even a thing. And how dare you? I don't need. Oh yeah, we got it. Okay, it's over. Right? How long has this been going on? 15 years about? 15 years with the ugly fucking shit. And you girls really how many million women saw the advertise like, well, Biggie's beautiful and you have like how many of you followed that horse shit? And then that 15 years time, at least a generation of women lost their shot at the best husband or guy they could get, no matter how much you want. Yeah, I know, you don't need. Okay, fine. But yeah, you had that advantage. You squandered it being fat, marring your face, LARPing, bluffing essentially that we don't need no. And I'm okay. I am the table. That's fine. We've had 15 years of I am the table. Well, now you're a wrinkly older table. You're the ones that suffered the most. No matter how much you claim you didn't want men to begin with in the first place. uh they're losing their grip on the culture in a very tangible way right now, and they're panicking. Yeah, they have lost it. I think normal people are just sick of this shit. I also think some people who swallowed the Democrat Kool-Aid whole are sick and tired of being poor and not getting what they were promised. It is generally understood that there's no reason to approach a less attractive person and berate him or her apropos of nothing. It would clearly be mean-spirited to diminish such a person unprovoked and injure their self-esteem by saying, you're ugly. I don't know. And I mean, if they start it, further driving someone into a shell. But in this case, with all the demonic woke scolds throwing fits online, we have a bunch of troglodytes who have been deluded into a false sense of superiority, who are way too big for their britches, trying in vain to cling to the lies people told them, such as everybody's a 10 or everybody is beautiful, as they, healthy at any size. Get the fuck out of here. As they spitefully attempt to malign and condemn the actual beautiful people. So deservedly, they're receiving the scorn they are inviting. They could instead spend that energy at the gym, the esthetician's office, and the organic food stores to give themselves a chance of self-actually. Yeah, but that takes work. I'm gonna explain it. This is why it's all Democrats, right? Well, why are these people always left-leaning? Because Democrats don't want to work. That's the whole point. 30, 40 years ago, Democrats were the Labor Party. They have done a complete 180. They are now the trust fund party. They're the pampered little privileged princes and princesses party. They don't want to work, and they hate nature that they do. And they hate people who actually do go out and work and improve their lives and come up and say, don't you dare show me that I'm lazy. Don't you dare live a better life than me. I want your shit. That's it. It's petty, inferior, envious, lazy people, otherwise known as feminist. They're never going to. And earn some dignity and attractiveness points. That's what winners do. You make the most of what you have, whatever that is, and be graceful about it. The angry TikTok mob over Sydney Sweeney is the antithesis of grace and beauty, and rather the epitome of jealousy and self-loathing. Yep. And that's most of TikTok right now. It is. You said business transaction aside, I just want to say what's up. Hope you're well and that you're enjoying your hiking trails. I am. You're a good guy and you do good work. I always get a lot of satisfaction out of your reads and reactions. Thanks. My band played a gig at SIR Studios in Hollywood last month, and I contracted, and a sending link, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get you in too much trouble. There you go. Well, good. Yeah, no, well-written request, sir. You basically said everything I was going to say. I just, because the marketing people we have today are the marketing people we had yesterday or last year. They're just realizing woke don't work no more. It's not selling. And so now they're panicking and say, but we got to be edgy. No, marketing people, please listen to me. You're like English teachers. You're low IQ. You're teaching kids things they already know. Like, oh, wow, we're going to teach English-speaking kids born in an English-speaking nation more English. Know your place. Just find pretty people and put them next to the products. And this is probably for higher up, 102 IQ people, not you marketing people. If you people in business could make a good product at a fair price and sell on that, that might help. But we don't need the models talking, right? Cindy Crawford didn't give a TED Talk speech. She just showed up in a really nice bikini and held I remember her drinking she was a good looking gal. She was a stunner, just a stunner. Go to the super chats. Hat clogs, $2. Oh, by the way, link below. Look, let's not watch the drama with the Sydney Sweeney show with the angry, ugly TikTok women, okay? How about everyone get their financial shit together? Link below is a link to my Teachable site. I titled it The Clary School of Economic Philosophy. And then there's a bunch of courses you can take to get your financial shit together. There you go. I've explained it. Hat and clog, $2. The crazy people saying about her is insane. And it shows you, I hope you younger women realize this. The women that have come before you, I don't mean 2,000 years ago. I mean the women who your moms and your grandmothers and your aunts and all that, generally, not all, individual basis, of course, they are miserable women. They were wrong about nearly everything that was important in life. And just like all older people before you, men and women, they lied to the millennials. They lied to my generation. They lied to Gen Z. The women who are older than you are lying to you about love, romance, what's important, and the importance of your youth and your beauty and all that other stuff. They are also, I would say, psychologically incentivized to make you as miserable as them, so they don't have to come to the horrific realization that they wasted their lives and they could have been the stay-at-home wife with the kids and a loving husband, They desperately want you to become a miserable feminist, not an equal treatment equality feminist. That's a good thing, actually. They want you to become a miserable man-hating feminist so you don't get married, you don't have kids, you don't fall in love, and then they can say, I didn't waste my life. That's what this is. You don't have to live your life for men. You don't have to live your life to have children. But for the love of God, do not live your life to be hating of men. Don't have your life simply be a reaction to men. Be in shape for healthy reasons, not even for beautiful, just be in shape for healthy reasons. Be happy. Pursue things in life that isn't those rat bastards men got more than us. Don't fall for the envy and the hatred of the Democrat Party and leftist politics. If you want, be beautiful, be feminine, have long hair if you'd like. It's perfectly all right if you want to have be a stay-at-home wife and all that. That's fine. But for the love of God, whichever path you choose, whether men are in your life or children in your life or not, don't be miserable like these feminists before you. Okay? Have male friends. Maybe date a guy or two. It's okay to be beautiful. It's okay to be in shape. But don't be these miserable women on TikTok. Don't be a feminist. Couch Marine. Oh, okay. We got to do this. Couch Marine. I bought some American Eagle shirts just to give a giant middle figure to the left. I'm not going to. Oh, wait. I skipped ahead. Couch Marine. I'm sorry, Couch Marine. Let's do your first one here. Couch Marine, $5. Do you think the reason they're going after corn aggressively in the UK and soon to be us is to get mail just to back into the economy? Me, it ain't gonna work. Because well, look, that's like drugs. You're not gonna get rid of it. I think there is an honest attempt to prevent young kids from getting access to it. I think that's what it is. They're not that smart to say, hey, you know what? This is preventing men from chasing the real puss. We got to get them back. And I don't think they're that smart. That would mean they acknowledge what men want and they're going to like start acting on it. Reinvent DLTV, $5. I bought some American Eagle shirts just to give a giant middle finger to the left. I might, but last year, wasn't it some ugly person they had and I'm a bad and we're all DEI and we're the like, I'm not here. I'm not paying a company that does this. Oh, those guys now. No, fuck you. I'm not forgetting the 15 years of you treating everyone like shit. Plus I'm not buying American Eagle anyway. It's overpriced. That's overpriced preppy shit before nowadays. For your information, Bob, $2. Anti-male gazing will be the new trend. Anti-male gazing. So women are going to look at men in the mean way because they're anti-male, or is the new victimhood gonna be men are gay? Well, there's always been the male gaze, right? How dare men look at attractive? Whoa, fuck you. I mean, I don't want to stare. That's rude. But yes, I'm gonna look at an attractive woman. Oh, it's so horrible. What you do? Oh, what a fun word. Look, for all you young gals, do you want this shit to continue? It, does it look like any of the adults are having fun right now? Or maybe go out with guys and flirt and have. I mean, what do you want? Do you want where guys and gals enjoy each other's company or not? It's so fucking pathetic. All right, we'll see you guys later, Toodles.